students. Today we are at the sixth part of P block elements, and today we are going to discuss some important questions related to 17th group elements, that is halogens. So let us go through the questions one by one. First one, which of the following naturally occurring minerals is incorrectly matched with its chemical formula? So here some names are given. So first one, carnallite. So it is given NaCl Mgcl2.6H2O. Actually this itself is incorrect. This has to be KCl. So the actual formula is KCl.Mgcl2.6H2O. This is the right one. That means this is incorrectly matched. Then fluorapatite is correct. So this is the formula. This is cryolite and this is fluorspar. So all these are correct. So you should know some chemical formulas of all these minerals. Let us go to the next one. Yes, here assertion says halogens possess the maximum negative electron gain enthalpy in their corresponding periods. Right. So here you see when you move from first group to say 17th group towards 17th group in a particular period, say take second period, okay, or any particular period, second, third, like that. So when you move across the period, you know that electron gain enthalpy will increase, right? Electron gain enthalpy will increase. That means here halogen atoms will have highest electron gain enthalpy. So that is true. And halogen atoms require only one additional electron to achieve a stable noble gas configuration. That is the reason. See here, Ns2np5 is the outer electronic configuration of 17th group. So if it takes up just one electron, it attains Ns2np6, which is stable noble gas configuration. So both are correct here and it is the correct explanation. So both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Okay. Next one. Yeah. The electron gain enthalpy of fluorine is unexpectedly less negative than that of chlorine. What is the primary atomic level reason for this anomaly? See, this is also a famous exception. So you have fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. So as you move down the group, electron gain enthalpy has to decrease, right? That means fluorine should have more electron gain enthalpy when compared to chlorine. But when you compare these two, when you observe the values, you come to know that fluorine has less negative electron gain enthalpy. That means when an electron is added, less amount of energy is released in case of fluorine. Okay. And that is because of what? Because of its small size. Right? We have some anomaly for second period elements, that is fluorine is also second period, so it has exceptionally small size, and in this case you will have 2p orbitals which are very small. So you have 5 electrons in them. When you add one extra electron, there will be some inter-electronic repulsion due to small size, right? Which will not happen in chlorine because chlorine will have 3p orbitals which are bigger than 2p orbitals. Okay. So here the right answer is incoming electron does not experience much attraction due to strong interelectronic repulsions in the relatively small 2p orbitals. Okay. Next. Which of the following statements regarding the interaction of halogens with the solvents is strictly correct? Okay. So when you take these halogens, say F2Cl2, then Br2 and I2. So fluorine and chlorine, so they react with water. Okay, that means fluorine is highly vigorous in reaction. Next comes chlorine. Bromine also will react. Okay, but iodine is very least. Fine. And when you take their solubility, these bromine and iodine are sparingly soluble in water, but they are soluble in organic solvents like carbon disulfide, and in that they give colored solutions. So here first option itself, if you see, bromine and iodine are sparingly soluble and dissolve in carbon disulfide. Carbon disulfide CS2 is an organic solvent, so they dissolve in them. Okay, so when you do this chlorine water test or bromine water test, you use the carbon disulfide or carbon tetrachloride as the solvent, right? Okay, then other options are like bromine and iodine react with organic solvents. No, they don't react, just dissolve. All halogens are highly soluble. No. And then fluorine and chlorine are sparingly soluble in water but form colored solutions in carbon tetrachloride. No, it is also not true. Okay, so the first one is correct answer. Next, which of the following represents the correct decreasing order of bond dissociation enthalpy of halogen molecules? So, if you consider the bond dissociation enthalpy, that means if you consider like this fluorine, fluorine, you have chlorine, chlorine bond, then bromine, bromine, and iodine, iodine, like this. You know that as you move down the group, the size will increase, right? So when size increases, actually the bond dissociation energy has to decrease. That means the order should have been F2 greater than Cl2, then Br2, then I2, right? But here fluorine is an exception again. Okay, so when you consider fluorine, what happens is you have lone pairs on this, right? And fluorine is very small in size. This is same as what we considered for nitrogen in 15th group. Okay, so due to the small size, these two atoms are very nearer to each other and there are lone pairs, so there will be high repulsion between these lone pairs, which makes this bond unstable, right? That means you can easily break this bond, so the dissociation enthalpy will decrease. So what will be the order then? See, this fluorine will come at this place. Okay, so the order is chlorine, bromine, then fluorine, and then iodine. Okay, just remember the position of fluorine. Others are according to the normal trend. Okay, next. While chlorine, bromine, and iodine can exhibit higher oxidation states like +3, +5, and +7, fluorine is strictly limited to -1. What is the fundamental atomic reason for this limitation? This we all know about second period elements. They lack d orbitals, right? So they cannot expand their covalence. We know it. So because of the same reason, excitation of electrons is not possible, unpairing is not possible, and hence it is not possible to have these higher oxidation states. So fluorine lacks d orbitals in its valence shell, preventing octet expansion. Okay. Next, which of the following redox reactions is not chemically feasible in aqueous solution? So here this is the displacement reaction we have, right? Halogen displacement. So if you consider the reactivity of halogens, fluorine is greater than chlorine, then bromine, then iodine. Okay. So more reactive halogen can replace less reactive ones from their solution, just like your metal displacement reactions. Okay. So here first option, if you see, fluorine can replace chlorine, right? This one can replace this from the solution. Chlorine can replace bromine. Chlorine is more reactive. bromine can replace iodine, correct? But in the last one, iodine plus bromide is given. So that is not possible, right? So the last one is not possible here because iodine is less reactive when compared to bromine. Next. Okay, the acidic strength of hydrohalic acids increases in the order HF, HCl, HBr, and HI. So, acidic strength of hydrides, just like in other groups, as you move down the group, the bond strength will decrease, right? So, it is easy to give H plus. So, acidic strength will increase. So, that is correct. Reason HX bond dissociation enthalpy decreases. Same thing as I said. So, both assertion and reason are true, and it is the correct explanation. Next. Interhalogen compounds are formed with general formulas like XX dash or XX3 dash, XX5 dash, XX7 dash. What is the strict structural rule regarding the constituent halogen atoms X and X dash? So when you consider this, like say I have BrF5, interhalogen means both should be halogens here, or I consider say IF7. Okay, so like this, any interhalogen compounds when you consider, the central one, this atom should be larger compared to surrounding atoms. Okay, because if the surrounding atoms are larger, there will be steric repulsion, right? But in this case, this is larger, so it will have more space in order to accommodate these 5 fluorine atoms, or iodine will have the space to accommodate 7 fluorine atoms. So the rule is X is larger when compared to X dash. Okay, so that should be the rule. Next. Which of the following represents the correct increasing order of boiling points for the hydrogen halides? So here again, if you consider HF, then HCl, HBr, and HI. So we are talking about the boiling point. So as you move down, the molecular mass will increase. So the boiling point has to increase. That is the general case. Now again, like in other groups, HF has hydrogen bonding. So due to hydrogen bonding, what happens is its boiling point will be higher than expected. Okay, and where will be its position? It is highest of all. Okay, remember here it is highest of all. So HF is highest, then it is according to the normal trend. That means A is the answer. Okay, so if there's melting point here, there is slight change. HI will be highest actually, then comes HF. Okay, that means HF position will come here if there's a melting point. Okay, then consider the varied reactivity of halogens with water. Which of the following statements accurately represents these reactions? So this is reaction of halogen with the water. Okay. So normally for chlorine and bromine, when you take the reaction, you get here HX and HOX. Okay. For iodine, actually this reaction is not feasible because of least reactivity of iodine. Okay. And fluorine reacts vigorously with water to give oxygen and HF. Fine, here it is slightly different. Okay, so here first one. Fluorine oxidizes water to yield oxygen gas. Yes, whereas the reaction of iodine with water is non-spontaneous. Yeah, so this statement itself is true here. Let us see the others also. Iodine spontaneously reacts with water. No, right? It has less reactivity, I told. It is least. The reaction is non-spontaneous. All halogens dissolve in water to exclusively form strong hydrohalic acids. No, not all halogens. Iodine, it is not possible. Then chlorine and bromine oxidize water to yield oxygen gas? No, they give these. Okay, so A is the correct one here. Okay, so we have discussed important questions from halogens. That's all for today. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss an update. Thank you so much.